Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel, Dumpster Cam. I'm coming at you today from the kitchen. We're gonna do some good work in here today. I'm starting with pickles. So these are all of the cucumbers that I found dumpster diving last night in the Aldi dumpster. Don't mind my dirty sink. I've had them soaking in cold salt water to keep them nice and crispy. That is our goal here, to keep them crunchy and not soggy. So I'm cutting them up. These are small cucumbers, just working on that. I have the canner heating up here. This is a new canner that I just got at a thrift store. I haven't gotten it checked or anything for pressure canning it yet. I hate when they jump from that window, it's just so high. Pressure canning it yet, so I'm just using it as a water bath for now. And then in here I have the brine going, which is 5 cups water, 5 cups vinegar, and 3/4 cup of salt. So I'm going to do that. And then I have my pickling spice. These are also from the dumpster. Garlic cloves. These are grape leaves from my garden, horseradish leaves from my garden to help with the crispiness, hopefully. A little bit of a loom. I don't know if that's how you say it. I've never used it before, but I read that it could potentially help with the crispiness. I'm going to use very trace amounts of that. Not trace, but very tiny amount of that in each jar. I have the dill. And then I'm going to cut up a little onion as well. So I'm going to continue with the process, and pretty easy, but I'll show you along the way. All right, this is what we're working with now, and I am sweating. It is so hot in this kitchen with everything boiling, but they look fabulous. I put less than 1/8 of a teaspoon of alum or alum in these big ones, and then half of that in these small ones. And they look fabulous, so I'm just going to ladle the brine over them and then get them capped and lidded and everything cleaned and put into the canner for 10 minutes. Water bath canner. Okay, here we are, the finished product. I didn't show much of the process. I mean, honestly, there wasn't much to show of the actual canning, but they look fabulous. I'm hoping they are crisp. This one's sealed. I'm not going to touch all of them, but I'm going to leave them for a while to make sure they are sealed. I think just by looking, all of them at the moment, except for this one, are sealed. If that stays unsealed, then I will just go ahead and put those ones in the fridge and eat those. But if it does seal, I'm not going to do a taste test on these in this video because I'm going to let them sit for about 2 weeks before I try them to make sure all of the flavors are good and the texture is good. So, I don't know, they look pretty tasty to me. So there's the pickles. We might get going with the corn, but I'm going to take a little lunch break and we'll go from there. Moving on to the corn, a lot of it is not looking great, and I decided it didn't really make sense to can it, so this is what I decided was salvageable and usable for me to eat. So I just cooked it like a quick blanch for 4 minutes, letting it cool off real quick, and then I'm going to take it off the cob and just freeze it. So that's what I'm going to do with that. I will give the chickens a little bit and then just compost and throw away the rest of it. Here's the corn. I just ended up divvying it up into 3 sealable sandwich bags, which I've never purchased plastic sandwich bags. They've always come from dumpster diving. I don't use them often, but I thought it made more sense to put them in 3 smaller bags rather than 1 big bag, so I can just take it out, like if I want to make chili or something like that. Take it out one by one. Not tons, but I mean, it was free. So, and I saved it from the dumpster. So I'm glad to have gotten that. I'm going to put those in the freezer. And then the pickles, they did all end up sealing, which is awesome. I took all the rings off. They look great. I mean, they look crunchy to me. But again, they're just going to kind of sit in this brine for a while, a few weeks before I even open one of them. Again, if they end up being good, I will include a few of them as gifts to people that I'm gifting things to around here, just friends and family and stuff. But I have to make sure they taste good first, so I'm going to wait a little while on that. Okay, so I know it's only been a day, but I did open up one of the smaller jars of pickles, and they're pretty good. They're not like the crunchiest things in the world, but they're definitely not soggy and soft. They do have a crisp to them. So pretty good. I'm going to try one of the bigger jars in a week or so, and then maybe another one like a few months down the line, just to make sure they stay good. But I think that's a pretty good recipe. And then continuing on in our escapades of utilizing dumpster finds, I'm gonna make a little blueberry banana bread. And this is I've never done this recipe before. We're just gonna try it out. I found it on breaddad.com, and it's literally just called Bread Machine Banana Blueberry Bread. So these are most of the ingredients here, plus some baking powder up there, I think. Honestly, that's about it. Oh, plus 2 eggs, which I'm just going to use for my chickens. So the only thing I've actually purchased here is the brown sugar and the vanilla. Everything else is from the dumpster. So I'm going to start by mashing some bananas and beating some eggs and go from there. Moving along here, I just mashed up 3 of the ripe bananas. I melted 1 stick of butter, which if you remember back in, I don't know, February maybe, when the power went out at that Dollar General, and I got tons of butter from their dumpster, so that's a fabulous find. A stick of butter, 3 mashed bananas. I'm gonna whip up, not whip, but like, you know, beat 2 eggs. I'm gonna put all of those ingredients into the little bread pan. We're using the bread machine here. I'm gonna put those in first, then I'm gonna add a cup of sugar, 2 cups of flour, a teaspoon of baking soda, baking powder, and vanilla. And then I'm gonna get that started before we add any of the blueberries. So wet first, dry second. So everything's in. I didn't mix anything because the bread machine does that. I'm gonna go ahead and close it. I'm gonna put it on, oh, can you see? Quick bread, light. Actually, maybe just quick bread. I don't know if I can do both. So just quick bread for sure. Sorry, that's a horrible noise. There's quick bread. Click start. We have an hour 50, and then after the first knead, which is 6 minutes, I'm going to add in the blueberries. Just open up the top and throw the blueberries in. Blueberries are in. It's going to town. I hope it gets all that excess off. Usually it does. But we'll be back in an hour and 45 minutes. So I'm having some disappointment here, but I'm still going to share it with you guys. For some reason, it like totally missed a full chunk of dry ingredients in the middle. I've never had a problem with my bread maker mixing everything before. The outside of the bread is still really tasty, and I'll probably still eat it, honestly. But I just don't know if it was because of the banana or what the issue was, but it like totally missed the middle here. So that's a little disappointing, but you win some, you lose some. I figured we would end this video with a quick garden update, so we're gonna head out, but Kippy has jumped into this little pet stroller that my parents got for us. Gus hates it, but she loves it, her little tail sticking out. So I'm gonna zip her up and we'll head out and give you a little garden tour. It's a little tricky to get outside, so I'll catch you when we're out there. All right, I have various like cucumbers and stuff over here. None of them are doing great. I have a little water hyacinth, which is gorgeous. I have some jalapenos spread around the garden, which are doing great. Here's the ladies. We'll check them out in a second. Kippy loves to watch them, so I like to bring her in, and I haven't gotten an egg yet today, so we'll check in a second and see if we can find an egg. But this, look at how fabulous. My beautiful bell pepper that's just about ready to pick. And then I have 2 more growing, just gorgeous. This was a jalapeno, I think, but not anymore. Some more stuff happening there. A little bit around the back here. When I was gone on my trip, these did not get watered, so they kind of struggled, but I've been watering them very frequently. These are my lemon cucumbers. Focus. They're still a little small and spiky, but you can see this one kind of turning yellow, softer, so they're just adorable. I have quite a few of those. I actually ate one this morning that was on one of these dead vines because I knew it wasn't going to get any bigger, and it was very tasty. I have quite a bit of purple beans, and these actually turn green when you boil them and cook them, which is interesting. Just some various herbs here. This one also kind of struggled without the water, and we have a little monster on the inside right there, if you can see him. But look at these little cucamelons. Aren't they adorable? So I have quite a few cucamelons growing right here. They don't get too much bigger than this. They have a similar inside texture of a tomato, which was kind of hard for me to get over at first, but they taste like a cucumber. So awesome, very tasty. I have just a few small cucumbers going on over here. Horseradish. So I think that's it back here. Let's head back this way real quick. So my pumpkins are not doing great. I have a few tiny ones, but I mean, none of them have done anything thus far. I have some really awesome beans in here, but I am letting all of these dry out because what I want is to harvest the actual dry bean on the inside. I have like black beans and pinto beans in here, so I'm gonna wait on those. I have some corn that is maturing. These look really awesome with up here, but it's just starting to form the little silks down here. So pretty soon I'm gonna help pollinate those. And then back here, these ones are smaller, but they have quite a few silks. So that'll just be a teeny tiny ear of corn. And then this is like my 4th round of potatoes. I actually just harvested some the other day. These are little purple ones, or red maybe, I don't know. So these are all doing pretty good. And then just some discarded cabbage and stuff. This is a laundry hamper that I found in the Aldi dumpster. Obviously the potatoes love it. So let's just hit one more little part back here before we check out the chickens. Okay, back over in this part, we got some more jalapenos that are looking awesome. Some sweet potatoes that are being eaten ravenously, but I'm trying to salvage them, but I don't know how they're doing underneath. Who knows? I have some tomatoes over here, and one of them is actually blushing. It's actually pretty close to being ready, so that's cute. A little red tomato. I should probably water those, but it is what it is. These are the peanuts. Again, I have no idea what's going on in here. I think I will water these also. Some more tomatoes. This one looks like maybe it'll start changing in a second. I don't know. Maybe. Potatoes, tons of weeds. These ones are starting to die back, so it's almost time to harvest those. I can actually see one right on the top. So let's take that so it doesn't turn green. Just a little guy, but still good. I don't see any in here. So those are all potatoes. And then I got some nice flowers, cone flowers and pollinator flowers. Lots of stuff to be done. More beautiful flowers. More flowers. More beans. And then my pride and joy, my loofah. Look at how big this loofah is. This is the biggest, best loofah in the world. I also have a bunch of other ones. This was my original best loofah, but it has not really been growing much. The other one just gets better sun. It's giant. And then I have some in here. There's a few. Hard to see, but there's like 8 loofah growing on this plant, but this is the best one, so I'm excited for that. And Kippy's ready to go check out the chickens, so let's head there. Of course they run away at first, but they'll come back, and she just loves to watch them. Let's see if we have any eggs. I usually get one a day. I haven't gotten one today. They hate these little fake eggs that I put around. But, oh, we have a new one. I think this is from a new layer. I saw one of my black chickens in here. I've never gotten one this color before. Look at how pretty. It's almost a greenish color. I think Chippy laid that one. Let me see if I can find her. She's not any of those. She's the black one that doesn't look like she's ready to be laying yet. I don't want to scare them, but if anybody knows how to get them to eat out of this, please let me know, because I can't figure out how to get them to get their little heads in there. I've put stuff on the rims and stuff, but I don't know. Look at how tiny and cute this first little egg is. I'm very proud of her. Chippy loves to be in here. All right, let's see if Chippy will come out. No. No. That one's Winnie right here. That's Tiny Tim. There she is. That's Chippy. See, she doesn't look ready to lay an egg, but I saw her in the box earlier, and I think this is her egg. And then Big Mama's the one way back there with the big old comb. So how cool is this? A brand new egg layer. And so Kippy just likes to come in here once a day, and that's it. Since we got a new layer, I'm gonna bring them out a little treat, and cantaloupe is their favorite treat. So I'm gonna bring this out to them, but as always, thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to my channel, Dumpster Cam, and I will be back soon with more videos. Thanks, guys.